Good morning, everybody, and I wanted to greet you on the front end of our video that we took yesterday while we were in Nashville. By the way, the Nashville gathering was absolutely fabulous. I want to say thank you to everyone who helped to make that possible, everyone who helped coordinate, the wonderful people at Thistle Farms. Thank you for providing the food, for bringing the food out, for setting everything up. It was a beautiful experience. Thank you to Reverend Ray for being there and sharing with us the energy circle and the benediction, which is a religious terminology for the closing. And thank you to Phoenix Mendoza for sharing your gift and talent in music. Thank you to my wife, Carrie, for constantly being available to help me and for us to work together as a team, setting up all of the technical stuff. And speaking of that, it's perfect because today I've had the opportunity already this morning to experience a little bit of what I wanted to share with you on the front end of this video. We had a whole lot of technical issues. First of all, there was another group that was meeting there before us, and it gave us about 25 or 30 minutes to set our whole rig up and try to get started on time. Well, we didn't get started on time. However, we do know that time is just a construct. But by the time we did get set up, we didn't get a chance to do a sound check. We didn't get a chance to do a video check. It was just boom, go, start. And there were so many imperfections throughout the time together that had we looked at it from a logistical and a legalistic standpoint, which reminds me, there's a scripture in the writings of St. Paul where he says the literal kills, but the spirit gives life. The letter, the literal, doing it all perfect and thinking that it has to be a certain way, that kills you. But spirit, which is fluidity, gives life. And so as we went through the first part of the session, which you'll see, we didn't even realize until halfway through that one of our interfaces was not working. So the sound is not the same quality that we normally do. So when we watched it back later, there was some buzzing in there and there were some sound issues. And we asked ourselves, do we even want to put this up? Because it's not what we're used to doing at the level we're used to doing it. And then it dawned on me how perfect it is when we're talking about gratitude. Our whole month is centered around gratitude. And I got to thinking about how grateful I am that we're able to even connect. How grateful I am that we are able to have any technology at all that connects us with people around the world. In Kenya, Canada, UK, Colorado, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Virginia, Florida. The list goes on and on and on. These are places that we would not have a connection at all without the technology that we have. And so I ask myself, is it perfection we're looking for, or is it connection we're looking for? Because if we're looking for perfection, we're in the wrong life. You're on the wrong planet. But if you're looking for connection, you're on the perfect planet, because every single organism, micro, macro, large organism on this planet, every one of them has connection, but not perfection. And then I ask myself, what is perfection? Perfection is a construct built in the ego, and perfection is connected to our idea of the ideal circumstance, the ideal situation, things working out the way I think they always should. And the reality is that rarely happens. Think about that for just a moment. It rarely happens that things work out the way I think it should. And most of us wake up every morning pretty much thinking we're right about everything. We do. Otherwise, we'd have a psychological breakdown. We really would. If we woke up every morning and we thought we were wrong about everything, it would be the converse. We wouldn't be living, we'd be dying, and we would be actively engaged in the process of dying. And our bodies are deteriorating every single day. But most of us, from a mental standpoint, think that we're pretty well right about, well, most everything. But when things don't turn out the way we think they should, are we able to find the space of gratitude? I believe that the beginning of suffering is the attachment to the solidity of expectations. The beginning of suffering is an attachment to the solidity of our expectations. The beginning of freedom is letting go of expectations. Being okay with the way things are. Accepting things as they are. Are there some things that we should work on? Are there some things that we should hone, sharpen? Sure, why not? But if we don't let go of our expectations are not going to let go of us. And now we become a slave to it. There's no freedom in that. There's no freedom in that. So, what I wanted to share with you before going into this video is I want to invite you to get into the vibe of what's happening. Get into the energy that's in the room. And it was palatable. What we would have called in the charismatic church, the anointing was there. There was a sense of love and a vibration and a frequency of acceptance and radical inclusion. We had people in the room of all walks of life. We had people in the room of various religious backgrounds, people with various cultural connections, people with various political standings in the same room, celebrating the same thing, love, the thing that connects us together. So as you watch this video, and as you go into the meditation time with us, by the way, and you hear that buzzing that's in there, zzz, use it to meditate. Push away, or at least set aside the need to medicate with, oh my God, this is not what I thought. Look, it's not absolutely terrible. But my point is, perfection is not what it is. Connection is what it is. So we decided we're going to keep it. We're going to play it. We told everyone we would do that, and we wanted you to be able to experience a little bit of what we experienced in the room. And so as we go into today's service, I'm asking you to bring your meditation into a space of really allowing yourself to let go of expectations. Be grateful for surprises. Somebody the other day said, I hate surprises. And what was interesting about it is they had just gotten back from going to Disney World. And I said, you hate surprises and you went to Disney World? You went to an amusement park, and the word muse means to think, and the word amuse means to stop thinking and to set yourself up for surprises. Why do people get on roller coasters? To be surprised. Why do people go to movies and watch TV series? To be surprised. In fact, if a movie was only joy from front to end, you would get bored within the first 5 minutes. The emotions need to make sense and feel the sensations. That's the human expression. When you know that, then you're able to let go of attachment and you're able to be open to whatever comes. Then you live in freedom and you can still enjoy the drama, the play, and the movie that we call life. So As you get into this with us today, I hope that you will enjoy it and that you will be able to utilize the imperfections to appreciate them. And lastly, before we get into this, you know, in Japan, there's a certain part of their culture there that has a belief that a vessel that has been broken, an expensive vessel that's been broken, is more valuable than a vessel that looks perfect. I want you to think about that for just a moment. All of the brokenness you may have experienced, you felt like that your heart was shattered and in pieces. Pure Presence, the creator, the source, put it back together. Obviously, you're still here and the heart's still beating. And may be of more value now than it was before it was broken. So let go of the need to control. Let go of the need to be in charge. Let go of expectations and press into the beauty of imperfection, because we're looking for connection, not perfection. Peace.
Thank you so much for being here today. I believe that you're supporting a great cause here, and I'm thankful that you're all present. And some of you I have not seen in, well, let's just say a long time. And I had hair then. I had hair. Something happened. I don't know. So what we're doing, one of the reasons we were trying to get set up, it took a little longer, is because we're also setting up for our live stream, which is going to go on the air tomorrow at 10 o'clock, well, at 9 o'clock Central. And so we wanted to make sure that we captured this for all of our folks. We have people who are in Kenya, we have people in Canada, in the UK, in Colorado, and some up in Virginia, and then over in California who tune into our live stream. And that was a little bit of a trip for them to come from Kenya for this today. So we want to make sure we can get it to them through live stream. So thank you for being patient and us getting our network and stuff going. My wonderful wife, Carrie, taking care of smiling through all of it. She's like, why was not working? And she's like, it all worked out and it's all good. We're going to go ahead and get started. Are you streaming? Are we already? We are? Hey, everybody, just want to let y'all know that we're glad you're here and you're going to be streaming. So, you know what? I need this song right now for me. I need this song. So, but wait just a moment.
The Lord's calling.
Yes, Lord.
Ready?
Yeah. Everybody smile. Smile at each other. Send each other a smile. You know that hug emoji where you have your hands up like everybody smile at each other. Right. Y'all can stand up and put your hands together if you want to. Don't worry about a thing. Start a fire. Go ahead, girl. So don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. I woke up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds sat on my doorstep, singing sweet songs. Melody so pure and true. Say now, this is my message to you. And they said, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. They said, don't worry about a thing. One more time. I woke up this morning, true story, smile at the rising sun. 3 little birds, they have been 4. They sat by my doorstep, singing sweet, sweet songs. Melodies so pure and true. Oh my Lord, saying, this is my message to you. All of you, yeah, they say, don't worry about it. just send that love and all that energy. This is a song right here that was my prayer for like 3 years. It's still part of my prayer. And this song just gives me space. I can feel the energy in this one.
Turn it up or down.
You brought me out upon the water, the great unknown, where feet may fail. There I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stand. I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours. You are mine. Grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed, and you won't stop now. Whoa. And I will call upon your name, keep my eyes above the waves. Even when the ocean dries, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters, wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in your presence, my Creator. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the water, wherever you call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in your presence, my Creator. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. When the oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours. You are mine. Feels good in here. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Saved a soul like me. So many times I've been lost. How about you? But now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. I know it's grace that's brought me safe this far. And grace will lead me on. I like this right here. My chains are gone. I've been set free. My God Creator has ransomed me. And like a flood, mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. All my chains are gone. I've been set free. My God, Creator, has ransomed me. And like a flood, mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace, unending love, amazing grace. Everybody take a deep breath. You know what's wonderful to know is that amazing grace for me didn't save me from those pesky, petty sins I was raised believing in. Grace for me saved me from the conditioned self I was told I had to be. And that's what being born again is about for me. Being born into that freedom of pure consciousness, that freedom of, we can call it the Christ itself. I think it's a shame that Jesus has often gotten seen more than the Christ has gotten seen. I love Jesus, and I think Jesus, if he was standing here today, I don't think he'd slap me over this. I think he'd probably cheer me on over this, because, if a man points at the moon, will you look at the finger pointing or the moon? Right? And so that presence is what is within us and through us and as us in this space today, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to share that with you during this Thanksgiving season. And I know we had an order of service or an order of suggestions, and I'm trying to remember exactly what's supposed to happen here. Patricia. Oh, I tell you what, come you. Are you coming up? Oh, you're not.
I'm not going up.
Oh, I thought you were coming to get this.
Introduce Tammy.
Tammy, oh, that's right, Tammy, where is Tammy? Tammy, where are you at?
Tammy.
Where's Tammy? Come on down. I want to share with you a little bit about Thistle Farms, those who don't know, and several people, a lot of people who are going to be watching my live stream don't know really what Thistle Farms is really all about unless they go and look it up online, which hopefully you'll do. But also we wanted to make sure that someone, a representative from here, this great work that's being done, could share from their point of view what they're actually doing here. And I want to say, how many do we have here from, that are not from Nashville, the Nashville area? Okay. Where from? Canada. You win. You win. I think you win for the longest trip today. I thought you were going to say like Arkansas or something. Woo. Hey, all right, so, sorry, that's terrible. Hey, but so from Canada, and then you guys here, Dunlap in the Cleveland and Chattanooga area. Anybody else who raised their hands? Birmingham? They ain't no hand like Birmingham. All right. And my wife and I came in from Georgia yesterday evening. I used to live in this area. In fact, many of you I know from Unity of Nashville. Yeah, and so I'm so glad to be back with you. Okay, hey, you're on. Come on down. Is that better?
Hi everybody, my name is Tammy. I've worked at Thistle Farms for over 3 years now. Why I came here is because of the environment, like the community of women, and they knew what I've been through. So that's what drew me here. I started out as a volunteer, and then I ended up with a position here, and I've been here ever since. So what I can tell you about the Thistle Farms. So it started in 1997 with a lady named Becca Stevens started pulling women off the streets and taking them to the basement of her church and showing them how to make bath salts and candles and oils and things, so that they could find a different way to make money, another way besides what they were doing. And what she found out was when they would go back out, like they would go back to jail and back in the system, back on the streets. So then she realized that she needed to house the women, and the first house housed 5 women. Fast forward to now, there's a manufacturing plant where some of us work and make the bath salts and candles and oils. We have a gift shop where we sell them. And I heard Becca say this on one of her interviews. She said, because this is the South and people were coming to find out about the mission, we need to feed them. So that's how the cafe came about. And now there's, I think they're working on the 8th house. And there's over 500 girls. We're global. We have sister organizations all over the world now.
Awesome.
And so I didn't go through Magdalene, but I went through a similar program. It was a halfway house. Couldn't stay out of jail. Couldn't stop getting high. So I was forced to come here through the courts, and I ended up staying, and I have over 5 years clean now. To take care of myself. I paid my car off. My little girl, I gave her to her dad when she was 4 years old. They moved to Pennsylvania when she was 7. I surprise visited her when I first got clean. Then me and her dad started talking, and we became friends, and that was something we never done before because it was always about the drugs before. And now I got to spend my daughter's 16th birthday with her. Now, and he actually works in the manufacturing plant. He has a degree in the microengineering, which is fixing the machines that they used to make the candles and stuff. So it worked out that God just placed him right where he needed to be, right at the right time. So I'm really grateful to be here. There's not a job that I've ever had that I actually wanted to get up and come to work every day. I love it here. I love my job. I love the customers, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, and that's what you're a part of with being here today. It's what you're a part of with One Love, what we wanted to do when we decided. So when we first went virtual, I'll give you a little background on One Love Spirit Center. I was the lead minister at Unity of Chattanooga for 3 years. I felt at the end of 2020 that it was time for me to launch my own ministry. It's been a long time. Bishop Carlton Pearson, I don't know if you're familiar with Bishop Carlton Pearson. If you're not, check him out online sometime. But he's been a mentor of mine and just a friend of mine for a long time. And he kept telling me, and you'll understand, I have to say stuff in his own, like the way he says it, because that's the way I hear him. He can say, Jonathan, that's what Jonathan, he said, you're never going to be happy until you birth your own ministry. You're never going to completely feel fulfilled until you do. And so that's what we did at the end of 2020 and coming into 2021. We launched One Love Spirit Center. And what we said is right now we're going to be virtual. The pandemic was going on, a lot of stuff was happening with that, so we're going to be virtual. Once a month we'll get together in person. Once everybody feels more safe to do that. So we'll get together in person. Well, we started doing that pretty much, I think March was our first time getting back together in person. And Nashville just had not been on the list up until now. And so Patricia was like, what about Nashville? And Elle, who's our vice president of our board, not able to be with us today, she said, well, yeah, let's go to Nashville, let's do it. So that's why we're here. And as soon as we did that, I said, let's find somewhere that makes sense, but also is meaningful. And Reverend Ray gets into the mix, and thank you, because this is such a meaningful thing that we can rent the space, we can do the food, and provide, be able to give back in doing so. And so as you're a part of that today, I'm just thankful that you're here. Somebody else that I met a few years ago, when I first moved to the Nashville area, I didn't know very many people in the music business. In fact, I knew none, really. And so when I first moved here, I got a chance to meet a few people through songwriting. And one of the people that really struck a chord in my heart, not just my head as a musician, was the guy that I'm going to ask to come up and play a couple of songs for us. We got a chance to, I met him through a Sony music artist, Angie Johnson, who I was asked to play some music with. She was doing an acoustic kind of radio tour thing. And Phoenix happened to be the other guy also playing music. So we were backing Angie up. It was any opportunity we could find to try to make some money to pay for our music habit was what we did. And so, am I right about it? Right? And so Phoenix was one of these guys that as soon as I met him, there was like, oh yeah, I like this guy. And then I came to love this guy. I love what he stands for. I love his music. He's fun. And I'm just going to ask you, this really talented singer-songwriter who really, sometimes I think he's in a time warp, really, because his style and everything is like 70s, 60s. And I was like, dude, you look too cool. I'm just in a hoodie today. What's up? But Phoenix, come on, man. Phoenix Mendoza.
I just love positivity. I'm into it. I think it's love doesn't hurt anybody. It's free.
True story.
So I'm gonna play. I'm a new father, so I'm my wife did all the hard work. But as a new father, I'm sure a lot of you, a new parent of any kind, that you're blessed with that new perspective. You get to see how your life was. You're seeing all these things that happened that you went through that you vaguely remember happening, but you're from the other side. It blows my mind continuously that those little creatures, they relied on me. And I wanted to leave them some advice, and I remember when I first found out we were pregnant, the song idea came into my head, and I started writing songs for my kids. And as try as that sounds, it's super fulfilling, and I'm just trying to leave messages of positivity for them and go out and be positive people in the world. And this is one. No matter what happens, love will outlive. Hear me, my child. This world is wild and the beasts are far from tame. There's lessons to learn, scars to be earned. just the same. There's light and there's darkness, like-minded artists who fight for the same canvas stage. Somewhere in between lies you and me, and we're all trying to find our place. So follow your heart and don't fear the dark. Take only what you can give. Any pain out there is love without live. Love without live. There's good and there's bad, happy and sad. You'll get to know them by name. Beauty and wonder, lightning and thunder, but you can't have rainbows without rain. So follow your heart and don't fear the dark. Take only what you can give. Any pain that there is, love without live. Love without live. It's no dress rehearsal, it just comes and it goes. Oh, love is universal, it grows and it grows. Oh, follow your heart and don't fear the dark. Never take more than you give. Any pain that there is, love without live. Without live, any pain that there is, true love without live, love without live. So often I think so many people get focused on categorizing what the definition of this word, that word, this love. You know, the universal language of positivity and love does not require definition to be transmitted. It does not. And I was driving up, as touring musicians know, John, we spend a lot of time on the road, chasing elusive dreams, forgetting what the actual thing we're chasing is, while chasing what you think you're supposed to be chasing.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time on I-24, I-75, and going through Chattanooga. And I've been in multiple states while seeing that road. I've been, tired, sleeping. We had drivers, things have happened, when you go up and down, you see a lot of the same signs along that road. And one thing struck me one day that in particular is, it'd be a sign, trust Jesus, let Jesus into your heart. See Rock City.
Right.
And it just over and over, and I just found it so interesting, the different signs. And as songwriters do, everything turns into a story. And this one took a while to get out, but it's interesting, those signs, they all live on the same side of the highway, and they're not fighting, are they? They say a lot of different things. Shocking concept, We can all share the same road. We don't always have to agree on all of the details. Just step back and take a look. Nobody's that different. Can I get a little more of this acoustic?
You can.
Touch more, because I don't play too hard. Trust Jesus, see Rock City. 24 gets kinda boring when you drive for a little. Counting miles on billboard signs, but just keep trying to trust Jesus, see Rock City. I've been through 3 states in 2 days. Susie, my lady, alone, waiting on me. Just know the 75 runs out of Georgia Pass near the state line where you start seeing signs. Trust Jesus, see Rock City. If traffic's flowing and it ain't pouring, oh, it sure is pretty. Except of course for those billboards for the Lord and for the hippies. Trust Jesus, see Rock City. I don't suppose that you gotta pick one. You can do both, you can do none. To each their own, as long as it don't hurt anyone. Trust Jesus, see Rock City. I don't know why, but those old signs got the wheels of my mind spinning. They're not the same, but they're on the same side, and who knows, they just might get me. Trust Jesus, see Rock City.
I know you got another one.
Phoenix Mendoza, everybody. Let's see.
So I actually, believe it or not, I put some notes down. All right. Notes sometimes make me feel a little confined, and so a lot of times I won't use notes. But I wanted to use this quote that I saw from Becca Stevens. And I think Becca is the one who started, is that right? Becca started this organization. And I loved it, and I kind of wanted to maybe unpack it a little bit, if I can use that terminology, because we're in the gratitude season, and I really do believe that gratitude is probably gratitude and compassion. And I use the word compassion more than I use the word love these days, because so many times the word love has been really tainted, right, in our society. It's really become just another four-letter word for a lot of people to get away with some really cruel stuff. And compassion is one of those things. The Dalai Lama actually said that compassion is a necessity. It's not a luxury. And I actually believe that. I believe that it's a necessity. I believe it is the thing, really, that keeps the world going round and round. But I also believe that gratitude is as well. Gratitude is the very thing that can shift my attitude anytime I'm having one of those days. Anybody? Ever had one? None of y'all? Okay, y'all are holier than me. That's why I had to wear my jeans, so I could offset it. Because the reality is there's a lot of stuff going on in our world today, and a lot of the way that we're responding to each other that's not compassionate. It's anything but compassionate. And we find ourselves caught up in some other kind of reality. And the truth is that we actually create our own realities. I remember sitting with some preachers, and this got me badged as a heretic back a little while back. And I remember sitting with the preachers, and they were talking about the very same scripture. Reverend Ray, you'll appreciate this, because they were talking about the very same scripture and argued for 2 hours over what it really meant. And they were absolutely ticked off with each other. They would have cussed each other out, but that was a sin, so they couldn't do that. But they thought all the words. And so they were sitting and they were fighting about this one scripture. And I remember sitting and watching it. And Frank, I was like, what, is this really what this is about? I mean, because as a young preacher at the time, I've since retired from being a preacher, really. And I said, guys, you know what I've come to realize in all of this discussion, watching all of you with doctorates and master's degrees and who knows what? We don't read the Bible as it is. We read it as we are. I said, nobody in this room is really reading it as it is. It doesn't matter if you unpack the Greek or the Hebrew or the Aramaic or whatever it is you decide to dive into. And I said, I think one thing I've gathered from today's really ridiculous argument is that we read everything as we are. how we treat other people starts to point to whether or not we've really encountered Spirit. Because consciousness makes us understand that we are all connected whether we like it or not. And yes, that includes the neighbor down the road that keeps letting their dog go in your yard and not cleaning it up. That includes the people that are on the different political side, people who are of a different religion, people who are of a strong ideal or not so strong, just passive, and you think they should be stronger. That includes everyone that we come in contact with. And I don't measure somebody's spirituality anymore by how many scriptures or how many quotes they can give from Eckhart Tolle. Because some of the meanest people I've ever met in my life were in church. And I'm not just talking about a fundamentalist church. I'm talking about New Thought churches where they hadn't had a New Thought in a long time. Because the thing is that, the problem is that I believe we are too engaged with our minds. And I think the next level of the evolution of the human species on this planet is to go beyond thought, to go beyond mind, and to not mind quite so much. But this quote, I really liked it, and I thought I would share it with you because it really represents what we are as One Love Spirit Center. And it says, I believe that love heals, period. Love heals. Love does not harm. Love does not beat others down. Love heals. Compassion unites. It doesn't divide. And when I forget, I love this. And when I forget, I believe that I connect to creation. I then commit to a daily practice. Cultivate compassion. Create a grateful heart. And come to myself. And then I remember. I remember being in a Bible class, because I did go to one of those when I went to seminary. And I was in a Bible class, and I remember them pulling out the Caboris manuscript, and they were talking about the time when Jesus was tempted of the devil. I don't know if any of you remember that, if you've seen any of the Jesus of Nazareth movies or something. It's like the devil comes and gets Jesus and takes him up to a high place and says, cast yourself down. The angels are going to pick you up. Don't worry about it. Or turn this stone into bread, or turn the serpent into fish, and all of the temptations that supposedly come. In the Caboris manuscript, which is really the oldest manuscript that they've been able to locate, because we don't have any original documents for the Bible. But in the Caboris manuscript, it actually says that Jesus went out into the wilderness to be tempted of his own self. Pointing to the reality that there's a devil and there's an angel, and it's on the inside of us, and whichever one you feed the most is going to be the strongest. I tell people all the time, when I stopped believing in the devil stopped knocking on my door. When I stopped believing that there was something external outside of me that was strong enough to actually tempt me and be able to pull me away from conscious awareness, or pull me away from this relationship that is God. When I stopped believing in that and I attached my belief systems actually to all that is and acceptance of all that is, then I found out that there was grace upon grace upon grace upon grace upon grace. And it wasn't about my sins. That grace was just this supreme that comes from the inside out. In fact, pat yourself on the chest and say, it's all right here. It's all right here. It's all right. And by the way, it's all right here too. It's all right here. And this is what we're doing with One Love. We're reminding ourselves every time we get into a rut where we feel like we're judging others. And that happens on a regular basis because there's something on the inside of us, it's called the ego, that needs separation. It needs to feel separate from others so that it can live. And every time you start to join with others and you start to build a relationship with others, especially others that you don't agree with, the ego gets diminished, and it doesn't like that very much. But the ego is necessary. It just doesn't need to be in the driver's seat. Sometimes it needs to be in the trunk. All right? And there are times I need to put it in the trunk, and one of the ways I do that is through compassion and actually making myself look at the parts of me that are anything but love. One of the things that happened back about 2017 was that I had the opportunity to build a short-lived relationship with Ram Dass. And during that short-lived time with a man who was once Richard Alpert, who taught psychiatry and psychology, many of you that are in this room probably know who Ram Dass is. One of the things that he would say to us constantly was that you're to love everything, and anything that is not love is your work to do. And I remember hearing someone say on a conference call that we were on with Ram, said, does that include my pride? And Ram said, even more so. Because anything that isn't love, it is my work to do in this life. I'm not trying to destroy the ego. I just want to get it in the right place. But I want to remind us that every time we start to feel separate, that ego has tried to hop into the driver's seat again. And any time that I come in contact with a part of me that's not compassion and not grateful, I remind myself to return to creation, return to creation, return to the source and the force from which all of us come to be here. That manifest presence that is consciousness. To remind me. And then I return to love. So I'm grateful for this gathering today because I believe that we may all, no, in fact, we all do have different beliefs. In fact, every one of us in this room woke up this morning essentially believing that we were right about everything. That's human. It's human. Because if you, otherwise you would just be so depressed that you wouldn't be able to pull yourself out of the depression. Really, we do. We all wake up kind of, I'm pretty much right about everything. Right? But all of us in this room, we're still able to gather here in the name of love. Because love what? Heals. On the side of the building here, if you drive out on this side, it says in big letters, love heals everything. And this could be the reason that 1 John 4:8 says God is love. And isn't it beautiful that every one of us in this room are an expression of that? Even with all the craziness, the function and the dysfunction, all of the junk in the trunk, yes, all of that. You're still a manifestation in the image of what is God. We're that collective. And One Love is launched for the purpose of spreading that word, of flying that flag as high as we can fly it, so that the world can see radical inclusion. Someone the other day said to me, Karen, they said, all you do is preach all that ushy-gushy, easygoing love stuff. I said, easygoing? I said, have you tried to love your ex? And they just kind of looked at me because I knew they had an ex. I said, have you tried to love your ex? How easy going was that? Love and radical inclusion is not easy going. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. Drawing the circle to push people out is easy. Drawing the bigger circle so that you can bring everyone into the same space with you, that's not easy. But that's what we're here to do. And so when somebody tells you that John Scott, he ain't nothing but all about that love stuff, you say amen to that. And if you say it to him, he's just going to feel like you've told him he's doing what he was called to this earth to do. And that's that. So, I don't know what we were supposed to do here, but what I would like to do is I would like to invite you into a time of meditation. Meditation, I've come to realize, is the greatest medication I've ever taken. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. Just us being here in this space together. It's meditation. And Phoenix, can I borrow this microphone just during the thing? Because we can turn this one off. I think it's popping. I just don't want anyone to be distracted. I'll just invite you now to straighten the spine, soften the shoulders. You can place your feet flat on the ground, you can sit on the ground, you can stand up, whatever's comfortable. There's no right or wrong way. I invite us all into this time together in a sense of gratitude, thanksgiving. Knowing that we are all a part of the same consciousness, eternal presence.
as thoughts arise as they do normally. Don't try to push them away or stop thinking. Just observe them and remember that you're not your thoughts. And notice how the thoughts come and go just like clouds in the sky. Just let them be. You don't have to deny thoughts the space that they take up. Remember, you are the sky. Thoughts are the clouds. And they come and go. And you're the witness, the observer. Bring your attention, if you would, toward the lungs, breathing in, breathing out. This activity of life that we often take for granted. The breath coming and going, receiving and giving. And allow these simple words, the energy of gratitude toward your lungs that breathe for you without you asking. Allow these simple words. Thank you. Thank you. I say thank you to my lungs. And then bring your attention to your heart. This heart that beats for you without you directing. It beats around the clock. While you rest, while you work, constant, consistent, without you asking. And allow these simple words. Thank you. Thank you. Now notice the chair that you're seated in. And for this moment, think of the one who built it. And allow these two simple words. Thank you. Thank you. Notice the energy that builds in your body as gratitude becomes the focus. Thank you. Simply, thank you. The shoes on your feet, the clothes on your body. Think of the ones who made them and say thank you. Thank you. Notice the surge of energy that moves through your body as gratitude becomes your attitude. The spaciousness, the life that you experience. And notice how the heart space expands. Allow it now to expand within this room. opening up to receive everyone that's in this room with loving, grateful compassion. Feel the energy of love as it moves around this room. The most powerful force in the world. And it dwells within you, as you. And now you allow your heart to expand to all of those in this country and all of those around the world. Send loving, compassionate energy to the whole world around you. Remember, you are connected to everything that lives. I'll invite us now into a series of 3 deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose about 4 or 5 seconds. At the top of the inhale, hold it for a moment. Then release it. At the end of the exhale, just hold that space. Preparing now for our first breath together. Gently and deeply begin. Preparing for our second breath together. Begin. Preparing now for our third breath together. Begin. And as we bring this time of meditation to conclusion, let's do it with these simple words. Thank you. Thank you. You can open your eyes. Look around the room if you want to. And if you happen to catch someone's gaze, just say those words to them. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste. Namaskar, Amitabha, Aho, Om. Om Shanti, Om. And so it is. And everybody smile. Ain't that beautiful? All right. Woo, that feels good in here. And if you want to be a part of a virtual meditation every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can join us online for that. We have some meditators in the house, and so it's pretty powerful. It is 5:30 in the morning, so it's a little early for some folks, but you can also catch it on the archives and be a part of it. Some folks are like, thank God, thank God. I don't know what was left in there. Oh, Patricia. Yes, come on down. It's you. Everybody, welcome Patricia Leffler. She helped to coordinate all of this. So,
Well, I'm still kind of recovering. Yeah, I see double. Double of you, great. Well, I just want to say thank you so much again for being here today and supporting both One Love and Thistle Farms. And it is our desire to be and show love and not just say it. Let me tell you how you can connect with us on the weekly. Sunday mornings, connection includes this in-person gatherings in Birmingham, Alabama. And we'll be online too, excuse me, with on Facebook and on YouTube. And YouTube, subscribe to YouTube because sometimes Facebook gets a little testy and YouTube plays pretty well. 10 a.m. Central and 11 Eastern. With meditation Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, each week at 5:30 a.m. Eastern, Central, and then 6:30 Eastern. And it is archived, so for those of you that are second and third shift workers, thank goodness. Our midweek connection every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Pastor John is going through the Tao, and he started backwards on the verses, and he does a really good job, and we really get into it. Make sure you subscribe to our Facebook page and YouTube pages. YouTube page. And please hit the like button on Thistle Farms. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for supporting both of these organizations, because One Love and Thistle Farms are both boots on the ground to help and support people physically, spiritually, and financially. So thank you, gracias, shukran, spasiba, kamsahamnida.
I didn't know you were Pentecostal. No. She Pentecostal. Oh, thank you. No, thank you so much for that. And want to let you know that I want to say a deep appreciation to, we have two board members here, two board members from One Love, Patricia and Donna. And Donna is also our treasurer. And Donna would love it if you would share some of your treasures with the treasury for this event, rental of this room and the food that we have to celebrate together. Do we have a basket or something? Is that this here, the silver? Oh, you brought a pretty plate too. So if you want to share a donation, what we're doing is anything that comes in, we are also giving that back to Thistle Farms by way of use of this room and the food. And what we do each month is we also give to a charity every single month. So it's automatic. When we got together for our first board meeting, one of the first things that came up, in fact, it may have been the first thing, was, okay, where are we going to give our offerings to? And we decided that we would just pick a different place, a different charity every single month. So we're all the time giving out. In fact, I think last month we're helping to remodel a house in Puerto Rico that they were donated to reach out to the elderly homeless of Puerto Rico. There are so many elderly folks in wheelchairs with broken down canes and crutches just trying to get by, and they're remodeling. They were donated a house, about 6,000 square foot of a home, and they're building it out on the interior so that there can be bunk beds and they can start housing people. And so we were part of that too. That kind of stuff, that gets me. So, but that's what we're here to do, is to make sure that kind of work goes on and to support Thistle Farms as well. I can't think of anything else we were supposed to do before we do our energy circle. We have Reverend Ray Wiggins with us. And he is going to come now and share exactly what are you going to demonstrate here, Doctor?
Love heals all things. But love also grows. And what began in Becca's basement is now an international movement that is healing people and circumstances around the world. So love heals, but it also grows. So it started from her basement, and now it's an international, powerful organization. And this circle is the same thing. We're about healing. The voice in the movie Field of Dreams, the second voice said, ease his pain. Compassion, the Reverend John talked about that. Sympathy means that I see your pain. Empathy says, I feel your pain. Compassion says, let me do what I can to ease your pain. That's what they do here. So your energy, and that love energy, and love will automatically grow. That's the nature of love. It's a seed that you plant that will grow, and it will come back to you the way that you send it out. So would you say after me, love grows one by one, love grows one by one, two by two, 4 by 4, all the way through. Love grows one by one, two by two, four by four. Please stand and let's keep saying it. Love grows one by one, two by two, four by four. Love grows one by one, two by two, four by four. Again, love grows one by one, two by two, four by four. Second verse, love goes around in a circle, and it comes back knocking at my front door. Love goes around in a circle and comes back knocking at my front door. Put them together. Love grows one by one, two by two, four by four. Love goes around in a circle and comes back knocking at my front door. Now we're going to put that to a tune. All right. Love grows one by one, two by two, and four by four. Love goes around in a circle and comes back knocking at my front door again. Love grows one by one, two by two, and four by four. Love goes around in a circle and comes back knocking at my front door. Now we're going to form a circle. Keep singing the song as you form a circle. If you want to pass, please know that you have a right to pass. We're going to join hands. When we do the circle to come all the way around, if you don't want to do that, join the circle anyway and just fold your arms. If you don't want to do that, just have a seat. But we are glad that you're here as we continue singing. Love grows one by one, two by two, and four by four. Love goes around in a circle and comes back knocking at my front door. So love is an energy, all right? It is an energy. You feel it. It's not something we speak, it's something we do. The act of compassion, seeing somebody else's pain, feeling it, and speaking of that requires us to do something. And this circle represents that. So I'm going to ask my assistant to hold my microphone for me for a moment. This is a love stick. I'm going to donate one to this center. If they like it, you can use it every time you meet. And it demonstrates to us that we are all love energy. We're all energy. And energy vibrates. You know, Tesla says, if you want to know the secret of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and I thought that's the other one. Energy, vibration, and energy, frequency, and vibration. Thank you. And that really is true. Everything is vibrating, and vibration attracts like vibration. So the reason that I'm here and you're here is because we are in an equal sense of vibration. So your body is full of energy. And as we share the love, it's going to grow. That's what's the nature of it. The way the stick works is that the energy from your skin is transferred, like you close a light circuit. When you do the switch, all you're doing is closing the circuit. So if I touch this part of the foil, nothing happens. If I touch this part, it lights up. Now that's not true only of just me. That's true. They've done it up to 1,000. I checked it. 1,113 people have done this together. So we're going to try this. I'm going to put the microphone down. Okay? Can I put it down, or do we need it? Okay. Put it on the stand. There we go. See, that's what love does. So, are you hand to hand? Okay. No gloves. Have to have the gloves off. It won't work. Got to be flesh to flesh. All right. So, Jen, if you don't mind, I want you to drop your hands. So let's all connect, except Jen. You know, go ahead to, all right. We all connected? All right, Jen, would you connect? Look at there. All right. Now, Jen, would you drop your hands? Now, see what happens when she's not here. See what happens when you're not here. There's less energy in this group when somebody is absent and not with us, whether in physically absent or spirit. Let's do it again. Join hands, Jen. Right. And again, without. All right. So I'm going to donate this stick, and this is to remind us that what we are doing is a circle of love that is larger than this circle. It's sort of like one of the rearview mirror that says, that which is behind you is closer than you think. There's more people in this circle than are actually in this circle, all right? And Edwin Markham said, he drew a circle that shut me out, rebel, heretic, and a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win, and we drew a circle that drew him in. So let's let this circle grow. While you're around your energy, you have people that you know who would love this, who want to be a part of this, who would like to be a part of helping to spread the love and help it to grow. So I just wanted to thank you for that and remind you that you are it. As I said, boots on the ground, you're the ones that are making it happen. And there's another song that says that we're one in the Spirit, we're one in the Lord, we're one in the Spirit, we're one in the Lord. They will know that we are loved they will know that we are His by our love. The true evidence is whether or not we do that. And I know that we're all committed to that. And I want to thank Reverend John for that. And I want to invite two people, the two board members. Would you go to the middle of the circle? Donna, is it? Okay. And one of the things that we know with our energy is that we can share it. So if you would extend your hands out for this, we want to bless people. And I encourage you that we want to always love if it does anything it appreciates. So the words are, we love you, we bless you, we truly appreciate you, and we behold Christ's Spirit in you. Let's do it again. We love you, we bless you, we truly appreciate you, and we behold Christ's light in you. Now, who else needs to be in the circle? You got somebody who just needs to be blessed? Anybody? If you're feeling a little low, step into the circle. All right, just right. You just feel that. It's like I went to a convention once and they gave a standing ovation. If you need a standing ovation, get in the middle of the circle. Are you ready? Let's zap them with love. Ready? Together? We love you. We bless you. We truly appreciate you. And we behold Christ's light in you. Amen. Amen. So thank you very much, Reverend John. How do you want to close this, my friend?
Hold up just a second. We got one more song we got to sing together. It's not a long one, but we got to sing this song together.
And please stay. We have
Lots of food.
All right.
All right.
Y'all are gonna have to join me on this one. I know you're gonna know this song, so. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Hear the people crying. One love, oh yeah, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Oh yeah, let's get together and feel alright. Y'all sound so good. Let's sing it again. Come on, everybody, say it. One love, oh yeah, one heart. Let's get together. Let's get together and feel alright. Everybody sing one love, yeah. One love, oh yeah, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Oh yeah, let's get together and feel alright. Everybody give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Now let's eat, y'all. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here.